Like so many new parents, we had to triple feed for a little while. Our little one here had a tongue tie, and it was affecting her ability to transfer milk during breastfeeding. So we started triple feeding just to ensure that she's getting all that she needs and to beef up my supply because it was less than what she needed because she wasn't able to transfer as much as she needed. So some tips that I usually would tell moms that I was working with and I used myself now too to help with triple feeding and make it more bearable. First and foremost, I like to keep feeding time to no more than like 35 minutes. And there can be a little bit of flexibility in there, especially if like she's doing like a lot better breastfeed or whatever else. But I like to keep it kind of confined because two reasons. First is babies burn a lot of calories when they eat. When we are feeding for too much longer than that, babies start to burn more than they're taking in. Second thing is longer than that, it's not very sustainable. You feel like you're feeding around the clock, and it's a lot on your mental health, and it's, a lot on baby too to be eating that often. So try to keep it cut down. What that means is that breastfeeding part might be a smaller amount. So you might do 10 minutes on each side and then give the bottle. Now, to keep it in that concise time, I usually recommend to my clients that you use a bottle that was pumped the previous session to feed baby the bottle while you are pumping. And that pump that you do will then be used for the next feeding time. Now, very helpful if you have someone who can help you out with it. Like if your partner is home with you, it can be really nice, but it's also manageable if you're doing it alone, especially in this way, because if you instead pump and then feed baby what was in that bottle, then it again really extends the time because you're pumping for 15 minutes to 30 minutes, and then you're gonna feed the baby the bottle too. It really extends, and it makes it so the baby's more snacking because they're feeding on the breast and they have a break, and then they're feeding from the bottle. So you wanna kind of keep that all together. Now, sometimes people are like, well, how do I do that if I don't have milk already? A couple ways. First and foremost, it's okay to use formula. If you want, use formula for that first time, and then you'll have pumped breast milk for that next time. And then you can just keep going on that trajectory. Other thing you can do is you can try to add a quick little extra pump session, but if your supply is lower, you might need to supplement a little bit in that way too. So kind of a couple options when it comes to that. But I will tell you, it is very, very helpful when you have the bottle from the previous session to give to baby while you're pumping. It makes it so much more concise, and it makes it feel like you are not just feeding baby and doing feeding things around the clock.